was in the morning, those 70,000 angels would stay sending blessings upon you until the evening. And if it's in the evening, they would stay with you the entire evening, sending blessings upon you until the morning. Now, subhanAllah, that's a phenomenal reward. But the question is, how do we get 70,000? Why the number 70,000? And it can be explained through a couple of ahadith. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ, he said that on the Day of Judgment, Allah would say to the son of Adam, Ya ibn Adam, maridtu, O son of Adam, I was sick, falam ta'udni. I was sick and you didn't visit me. Think about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying to you on the Day of Judgment, I was sick and you didn't visit me. Now obviously a person would be shocked and they would say, كيف أعودك يا رب? How am I supposed to visit you, O my Lord? وأنت رب العالمين. And you are the Lord of all the worlds. How is that even possible? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would respond and say, didn't you know that so-and-so was sick? وَلَوْ عُدْتُهُ. Had you visited him, لَوَجَدْتَنِي عِنْدَهُ. You would have found me with him. Think about that. You would have found me with him. Now the hadith continues to mention a person who was hungry. O son of Adam, I was hungry and you didn't feed me. How could I feed you, O Allah, and you're the Lord of the worlds? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would say that had you fed so-and-so, لَوَجَدْتَ ذَلِكَ عِنْدِي. You would have found the reward for that with me. And Allah mentions the thirsty person and says, you would have found the reward for that with me. The only person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned actually being with is the one who is sick. So it gives us some clarity on the number 70,000 because the Prophet ﷺ said that every single day, 70,000 angels go to Al-Baytul Ma'mur, the equivalent of the Kaaba for the angels, what is known as the frequently visited home, Al-Baytul Ma'mur, and they never return again. So subhanAllah, some of the scholars, they took from that when we go to visit our brother and sister, since the hadith establishes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with them, that it is as if we're visiting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so 70,000 would escort us. There's also a hadith that's weak, but the scholars draw lessons from it, that the Prophet ﷺ, just alluding to the virtue of the person who's sick, the closeness they are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he said, إِذَا دَخَلْتَ عَلَى مَرِيضٍ, if you enter upon one who is sick, then ask them to make dua for you. Ask them to pray for you, because their dua at that time, كَدُعَاءِ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, is like the supplication of the angels. So ask them to pray for you as well. And even if that hadith in particular is weak, there are numerous narrations that establish the closeness of the one who is sick to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't forget that sunnah. It's a neglected sunnah, and bring it back into your life and surround yourself with those 70,000 angels.
TBR, it is 90.4 FM in Durban, 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg, saying Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and welcome on into your breakfast rush on this beautiful, gorgeous Thursday morning. We're 10 days into July, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram, and live between your speakers in the car as well. Assalamu alaikum, Nasmira Kasam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. How are you?
Good.
Is it me or was it warmer outside today?
It's you.
Okay.
The temperature this morning was single digits.
Really? So I didn't look. It just felt a lot warmer.
Yeah. That's because she left the heat on in the car from yesterday.
Possibly because the car came out of the garage. I don't know.
So it was warmer in there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is the 14th, add 10 to that. 14th of Muharram, 1446. No, that too is wrong. 1447.
Let's do this. You take a nice deep breath. Forget about the car, forget about the drive, forget about not having water in your area since the Great Flood. You know, all of those things. Let's just
14th of Muharram, 1447. But I did tell you, I am one of those that will write the 2024 on my page until probably the 15th of January 2025.
Oh, there we go. Hey, MPs to probe allegations against Minister Mkhunu. That's a story we're going to be telling you about a little bit later on the show. Today, it's been revealed that the eThekwini municipality has underspent 1 billion rand. underspent. 1 billion rand, even though service delivery remains a fairy tale in eThekwini. We'll be speaking about that around about 7:10 this morning. Tax season is here, and as you heard last week, we'd spoken with the team from Karo Financial Accounting Services. So stay tuned for another discussion with them with regard to tax season in South Africa. And of course, they're going to be bringing you all the relevant information that you need to get your tax stories all sorted out.
So you said they underspent 1 billion rands.
Wait. I remember this movie. 1 billion rands.
Why are they not telling us how much they've overspent?
Why? No.
But not on us.
No, they don't.
Somebody didn't have a party, so the money didn't get spent. Aww.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll be chatting with the DA caucus leader to find out more about this 1 billion rand unspent by the eThekwini municipality. Thabani Mthethwa expected on the show. The DA eThekwini caucus leader around about 7:10 this morning. There's a lot going on. So if you want to put your name, because this week, today is the last day to put your name into the draw for Vodacom's giveaway, which is taking place tomorrow morning, right? So we're giving away this really, really technologically advanced rice cooker.
And it cooks porridge.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that as well. You could do
Amongst
like
other things.
put rice, put in all of those, make you a sweet rice in there. Do you think you could make kheer in there? Somebody's going to try it out, and then they're going to test the validity of the warranty. And I don't know. Read a book. Read a book. So Azam, for the last 240 minutes, has been trying to get a hold of Superintendent Rauf for the very first traffic update for the morning. Inshallah, we're able to get a hold of Superintendent Rauf just to let you know what's happening on the roads. But if you're already there, if you're already driving, keep an eye out for us and just send us a message if you see something we should be telling everybody else about. Like the M1, Higginson Highway, heading from Chatsworth to the N2, all clear, fantastic. But if it's not, just in the vicinity of whichever area, let us know what's going on in there, and then we can just let everybody else know.
And some good advice for you is, even if you know where you're going, put your map on. It's helpful. So
the red lines.
I was very surprised. So when was it? I think 2 days ago, it said to me, in 750 meters on the right lane, there's a pothole. I was like, whoa.
How did it know the pot? Somebody programmed it. There's a pothole on your way.
And then as I passed it, it asked me, is it still there or is it not there? So others can be updated.
Yes.
Technology.
It's fantastic. But here's the thing. Don't talk to Google while you're supposed to be driving.
Breakfast rush traffic.
Superintendent Rauf, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. How are you doing this morning?
I'm a little bit, you talk to Google, you might go to the moon.
It'll give you direction, you say straight up. But you must wait for what he tells you actually.
You never know where Mufti Google will take you.
Around the whole dunya. But listen, where are we going this? Oh, by the way, I was looking into this whole video system that we have here in the studio, and I found a little video of cars. So I suppose, well, if you're watching the show on YouTube and Facebook and what have you, because we're doing traffic, let me change your visual to the cars. What's happening on the road, sir?
Stationary vehicle in the end to southbound just after the Queen Nandi ramp. As you come onto the freeway, the left lane is obstructed, so there will be delays. Another stationary vehicle on the N3 northbound, that's going towards Pietermaritzburg. As you come from Ashburton onto the freeway, that's where you're going to find it. That's basically what's happening now. There's a bit of slow-moving traffic as you're approaching the Spaghetti Junction from the into north and south, obviously due to the construction. Just extra traveling time there, please. That's your first update.
Soup, you still there?
I'm here.
Yeah, there you go. Tell me, at 7, right, where can people go to learn to ride horses? If I wanted to learn to ride a horse, because I know Metro's got horses I could probably try for free, right? If I wanted to go, where would I go to try and learn how to ride a horse?
Kimweni has got quite a few places that you can There's Equestrian Schools Day, Shangweni,
Yeah.
where you can actually go and learn how to ride.
Oh, fantastic! Because there's going to come a day on like in October where I'm assuming there's going to be some horses wherever I'm going to be, and I might want to go for a ride. I was going to say spin, but that wouldn't be so good.
Don't give too much of information to them now, you know?
I'm just like, drop a hint.
Just by the way.
Mm.
Okay, it's fine.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thanks for that.
TVR, it says we'll get you more traffic with Superintendent Raouf a little bit later on in the program. So you sit back, relax, stick around, and of course, stay tuned. Now, if you're watching a video right now, do us a huge favor, right? So just look down on the thing there, and you go there, somewhere around there, thereabouts, there's a share button. Press it. Share the video. Share the video. For those folks that are listening and watching out in Durban, Peter Maritzburg, thank you very much for doing that. But remember, 90.4 FM for Durbanites and 105.6 FM for, what do you call people that come from Maritzburg?
I don't know.
Maritzburgers. Hey, no?
No.
Peter Maritzburgians.
You tell us. If
I
you
have
are from Peter Maritzburg, no, not you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let us know. Send us a WhatsApp message. What do you call people from Peter Maritzburg?
Like residents of Durban.
Is there an
we call
official term?
Durbanites.
Like right now, we're saying the Joe Burgers are in town.
Gautengelengers. Some of them are still here. Some of them are still here. So Peter Maritzburgians sounds wrong.
Very wrong.
It sounds terrible.
And I think most of the Joe Burgers are still here because
Yeah?
school only opens in like a week and 2 days.
So like, thank you so much for staying here and spending money. Apparently our municipality won't spend it because they didn't spend $1 billion rand that they had to spend, but they keep telling us everything. No money.
But we do apologize on
Yeah.
their behalf for all of the beaches that are currently closed.
Closed? Which beach is closed?
There's a good couple. I was looking
Yeah?
at a post 2 days ago.
Two days ago.
2 days ago, and I guarantee you
You're telling me the water didn't move and it's still closed?
Mm-hmm.
Le-
It's still closed.
Like how the eagle eye can choose which beach it goes to. I still don't know how that works.
Like, I can't tell you what's the reason yet.
Kaka
I
can't
just
tell
know
you.
that
What?
they are closed. Go away, man.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Hi, my name is Raya from Dubai and I listen to the Breakfast Rush Radio Al Ansar.
Join us for an inspiring meet and greet, calling all young book lovers and aspiring authors. Meet Hannah Mutala and Maria Mehta, two talented young authors who are making waves. Join us at Al Ansar Shop on the 12th of July for an exciting meet and greet event where you can learn about their writing journey and experiences. The date again, Saturday, the 12th of July, time 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Location is at the Al Ansar Shop, 207 West Road in Overport. Don't miss this opportunity to meet inspiring authors and spark your creativity. We look forward to seeing you there.
Almost 1 in 5 South African children attend school each day without having eaten breakfast. This seriously affects their ability to concentrate and understand lessons. The Al Imdad Foundation's Make Breakfast Possible campaign allows learners to enjoy a high-energy cereal at the start of the school day. Help children to focus on learning and not hunger. Let's make breakfast possible today. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
At Regent Business School, we bring together innovation, inclusivity, and excellence. Our globally recognized institution immerses you in a dynamic learning experience. Surrounded by academic experts and industry leaders, you'll be equipped with knowledge to transform your career and your life. Discover the affordable, accredited qualification that's right for you. Regent Business School. Surround yourself with success. Mid-year registrations are now open. Visit regent.ac.za today.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
उमर के दुश्मन जा रे जा रे जा रे जा रे जा उमर के बागी पे होंगे नाराजी वो चाहे नबी हो या फिर मौला अली जा रे जा उमर के दुश्मन जा रे जा रे जा रे जा रे जा की दस्तार है उमर उमर मेरी सारी बहार है उमर उमर मेरा चैन करार है उमर उमर इज्जत है वकार है उमर उमर मेरा चैन करार है उमर उमर इज्जत है वकार है उमर उमर मेरे दिल की तार है उमर उमर मोमिन का प्यार है उमर उमर कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर मेरे दिल के अंदर 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 उमर मासूम नबी ने हाथ उठाए उमर के रुतबे यूं समझाए अब है जरूरी या मेरे अल्लाह लश्कर में अब एक उमर भी आए लश्कर में अब एक उमर भी आए फिर रब भिजवा दे उमर उमर काबा खुलवा दे उमर उमर फिर रब भिजवा दे उमर उमर काबा खुलवा दे उमर उमर आली किरदार उमर उमर मोमिन का प्यार है उमर उमर कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर दम मस्त कलंदर उमर उमर जा रे जा उमर के दुश्मन जा रे जा रे जा रे जा रे जा दिल के अंदर उमर उमर तो सच्चा गुलाम नबी है मोहर हुसैन दलील बड़ी है मौला हसन पे बेटे को न तरजीह देकर सुलझा दिए कड़ी है देकर सुलझा दिए कड़ी है हर जा हक पर है उमर उमर सारी आस का दिल पर उमर उमर हर जा हक पर है उमर उमर सारी आस का दिल पर उमर उमर मौला अली का यार है उमर
CBR, it is 90.4 FM in Devon, 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. And as we get up to 6:45 this morning, the Mast Kalandar Umar is the title of the track that's just playing out in the background at the moment. Naz, with so much going on in the world, we've got to jump into our headlining news now.
Absolutely. Like starting at home in South Africa, who are still feeling, all of us, the impact of the decision of the Trump administration to cut HIV and TB funding. Now, this was finally some good news. Well, not this, but there was other good news announced yesterday.
Yeah.
In his budget speech, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi said Treasury has now released 750 million rands to fill that gap.
Ciao, Treasury, they can come here, they buy Iti Queenie, get $1 billion because they didn't spend it.
So it's obviously very beneficial for those that suffer from these diseases. But the question is, where is that 750 million rands coming from?
Yeah, true
Just
story.
all of a sudden.
Well, yeah. You see, the thing about it is, if you don't use the money, then it's available. Because you didn't use it. You didn't use it, you didn't steal it, you didn't reappropriate it. It wasn't funneled somewhere else. It's still hanging there in the air somewhere. So we can tell our teachers, sorry, no increase, eh?
Or
Small one.
we can pay an SGB educator 3,000 rand
What?
for doing the same thing that...
Wait, 3 grand is below the legal, like...
Look, the truth is the truth. You have someone that leaves that was either an HUD or that was an educator that has now retired that's probably earning about, I don't know, 40,000 rands.
Right.
Below average amount, that one.
Right.
And then replace them with an SGB member and pay them 3.
But again, I'll go back to 3 being like below the national minimum wage.
Exactly. And again, this individual is qualified, it says registered.
Yeah.
And you promise them every year, next year we'll make you permanent.
They didn't tell you which next year. They just said, like, I'll tell you tomorrow. I just wouldn't tell you which tomorrow.
And then you'll have someone worst case scenario, 2 years down the line, filling that position that you were promised.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because they had money in the pocket and they could pay somebody to get the job. Anyway, we'll tackle that story. It's a reality that's taking place here in South Africa. But let's get out of South Africa for a second and talk about U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio yesterday announcing Washington was sanctioning the United Nations special expert on the Palestinian territories following her criticism of Washington's policy on Gaza. In a subsequent statement, he slammed the UN expert's strident criticism of the United States and said she would recommend to the ICC that arrest warrants be issued targeting Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
And back home, the fraud trial of Eastern Cape Health spokesperson Sizwe Kupelo kicked off in East London yesterday. Kupelo stands accused of using a fake matric certificate to secure his government job years ago. His boss, Siyanda Manana, reportedly blew the whistle on the alleged fake qualifications. There's many, unfortunately, Sizwe Kupelos.
So there was a story that I'd read on social media over the weekend about a higher education institution that has this female staff member that's employed in a rather high-ranking position within the educational institution that does not have matric.
Wow.
So she doesn't have matric, but she's got fake paperwork that puts her in line to be in that position. But how's this? It's an allegation. Firstly, it's an allegation, right? That needs to be investigated. But if it were true, if it were proven to be true, that would mean that this person is sitting down in a position, but the first years that are coming into the institution are more qualified than her.
And then,
how's that?
Short-lived. Your qualification is real, but it's also fake. I'll explain. So you have someone that knows a contact or has a contact in X university, and they don't want to do a degree. So they contact X. X gives them a qualification that says that so-and-so has studied here for 4 years. So it is a real qualification.
Whoa.
But
On the books.
You've paid, yes, it's everywhere. So it's on the university database. You are a student that is now qualified in Bachelor of Education or Bachelor of whatever. You know, it could be a degree, it could be honors. You can even do this with your master's and doctorate, unfortunately. So your qualification is real, but you never even stepped foot in the university. You don't even know what the front doors look like.
Oh boy. South Africa. How's about this for South Africa? Allegations of collusion between Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and the criminal underworld are to be investigated by 3 committees as assigned by National Assembly Speaker Tsoko Didiza. The Portfolio Committee on Police, the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development, and the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence have been instructed to investigate these claims. This comes after political and civil organizations intensified calls yesterday for a commission of inquiry to be instituted, while others called for Parliament to act. Now, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner, has accused Minister Mchunu of obstructing police operations and shielding alleged tenderpreneur Vusmusi Kat Matlala. Wait, what if they all 3 go and do an investigation and then they come up with like 3 different answers?
Which is quite possible.
Like
We've
yes,
seen
no, and
circumstances like that before. Angaz.
Hey, that's an actual word.
I know.
That is an actual South Africanism. It's a word like in isiZulu, but it's a South Africanism in other ways.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's talk about office vibes for a second before we go to our news and all of that.
Okay.
Have you ever felt like a colleague was jealous of your success, your promotion, or even just how well you get along with the boss? Or maybe you've caught yourself feeling that little bit green when someone else gets praised or lands a big project. Be honest, right? Is jealousy in the workplace a real thing, or are we just reading too much into it? Tell us about your experience. in your workplace.
WhatsApp us.
Yeah. What's WhatsApp number? She forgot.
060.
She forgot.
You finish it.
It's 060 Durban frequency, Maritzburg
Right.
frequency. Think of it that way. 060 Durban frequency, Peter Maritzburg frequency. So 060 904 1056.
Okay.
It's as easy as that. If you know where to listen to us, you know the numbers.
Brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Get ready to unleash your creativity. Join us for a fun-filled morning of art, laughter, and inspiration at our Sip and Paint event, Saturday, the 19th of July, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 207 West Road Conference Hall. A creative morning of painting and self-expression. Inspiring words from our guest speakers, Nadira Chipa, Shafinaz Hassam, and Zinat Ayub. Delicious lunch to be served. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars for July 19 and get ready to unleash your inner artist.
Gaza needs your support more than ever. Homes have been shattered and families have lost everything. With your support, our teams are delivering clean water tankers, feeding the hungry, and assisting orphans who have no one left. Let us give Gaza whatever help we can. African Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
To the pleasure zones of your brain. TBR.
बेनवा की नवा सुनता है इल्तिजा सब की खुदा सुनता है हम के बंदे बंदे हैं सना करते हैं वो के खालिक है सदा सुनता है मौला मौला खता कार मौला लेकिन तेरी रहमत का लेकिन तेरी रहमत का तलबगार हूँ मौला मौला दया से हो एक मुश्किल मेरे मौला एक आसान हो मुश्किल एक लहर उठे और मैं उस पार हूँ मौला एक लहर उठे और मैं उस पार हूँ मौला उम्मीद मेरी तेरे करम से मेरे मौला वापस आ गए उम्मीद मेरी तेरे करम से तेरा हूँ फकत तेरा मेरे मौला तेरा हूँ फकत तेरा परस्तार हूँ मौला तेरा हूँ फकत तेरा परस्तार हूँ मौला या रहमान या रहीम या गफार या करीम ये नुक्ता असवद मेरे दिल से तू मिटा दे ये नुक्ता असवद मेरे दिल से तू मिटा दे सीने में छुपे चोर से बेजार हूँ मौला सीने में छुपे चोर से बेजार हूँ मौला मेरे 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 मौला गाए आसी हो बाहर उजाले मुझे प्यारा सोचाए बाहर के उजाले मुझे प्यारा सुझाए अंदर के अंधेरों में गिरफ्तार हूँ मौला अंदर के अंधेरों में गिरफ्तार हूँ मौला.
The Breakfast Rush Main News Bulletin.
Breaking news at 7. The Durban High Court yesterday found 2 men guilty of the gruesome murder of 17-year-old Wandile Piwengobo, who was killed while at home studying for her grade 11 exams. Good morning, I'm Tabila Duma. The Durban High Court yesterday found 2 men guilty of the gruesome murder of 17-year-old Wandile Piwengobo, who was killed while at home studying for her grade 11 exams. Wandile was killed on the 28th of May in 2024 and her body was gagged and bound with a pair of pantyhose in her Umlazi home. She lived with her father Mondli Ngobo and her little sister. On the fateful day, she had decided not to go to school but to study at home ahead of her exams. Ngobo was a pupil at the Durban Girls Secondary School. Delivering his judgment yesterday, Judge Gartha Harrison said that the state proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Sfundo Bongani Pengu and Bongani Freedom Jali killed Wandile. He also found them guilty of robbery with aggravating circumstances. Former KwaZulu-Natal EFF chairperson Vusi Khoza's political career is set for a resuscitation following his appointment as a provincial deputy convener of Floyd Shivambu's Maibuya Consultative Forum. On Tuesday, Khoza, a former provincial legislature member, was announced by Shivambu alongside other leaders. Although Khoza was given the deputy convener position, He is the most senior and experienced person in the provincial top 5 structure that was announced by Shivambu. Reacting to the announcement, Khoza said he felt humbled and happy that he was entrusted together with other leaders to lead Maibuya Consultative Forum in the province, vowing to hit the ground running and listen to the views of all sectors. In more local news, the eThekwini District Task Team conducted an intelligence-driven operation at Umlazi N section, where a chop shop with a Volkswagen vehicle parts was discovered. This initiative is part of an ongoing effort by crime intelligence officers to disrupt the illicit trade surrounding stolen vehicles in Durban and its neighboring areas, including Sydenham, Berea, Umbilo, Hillcrest and Pinetown. The operation followed a meticulous gathering of intelligence, which indicated the existence of the chop shop. After verifying the credibility of the information received, police moved swiftly to strike at the targeted premises in Umlazi. Initial findings revealed that the property was occupied by tenants, but crucially, the individual of interest was absent at the time of the raid. In national news, the man accused of 14-year-old Likwana Forces murder, Mduduzi Trevor Mnisi, has been granted 5,000 rands bail. This is despite the fact that Mnisi was on parole at the time of the crime and has admitted to having breached the conditions thereof by travelling to Davidton. Delivering her verdict yesterday, Magistrate Delisa Smith said keeping Mnisi in custody solely based on his parole violations is not justified by law. The DA in Gauteng has called on Premier Panyaza Lesufi to publicly state that he would cooperate with any investigation into allegations that an international drug cartel with links to the judiciary, prosecutors and even politicians was headquartered in the province. DA Gauteng leader Salim Simang also called on Lesufi to commit to testifying in any investigation or inquiry as the leader of the government in the province. Msimang was speaking to a news agency regarding recent allegations by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi that a crime syndicate controlled by an international drug cartel and business people was headquartered in Gauteng. Mkhwanazi revealed that the syndicate, which includes politicians, are currently serving in parliament and members of the police, Metro Police and Correctional Services, was unmasked in 2024. And finally, United States President Donald Trump has continued to publish letters announcing individualized tariff hikes for foreign trading partners. But yesterday, one of those letters was different from the rest. While most of the letters are virtually identical, denouncing trade relationships that are far from reciprocal, Trump's letter to Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva took a decidedly more personal and more confrontational approach. Trump wrote that in due part of Brazil's attacks on free elections and the fundamental free speech rights of Americans, he said that he would be charging Brazil an extra 50% tax on any goods it exports to the U.S., separate from the existing sectorial tariffs. The letter marked the biggest attack yet in Trump's escalating feud with Lula, as he seeks to pressure Brazil to drop criminal charges against a fellow far-right leader, Jair Bolsonaro. Taking a look at news in Pietermaritzburg on 105.6 FM, the South African National Roads Agency has scheduled temporary nighttime road closures for the removal of steel bridge beams at the Newmarket Road Overpass Bridge. This forms part of the N3 Section 3 upgrade project from Gladys Manzi Road to New England Road interchange. The closures will be scheduled as follows. The N3 northbound closure is from Saturday the 12th of July at 9 p.m. to Sunday the 13th of July at 5 a.m. Then the N3 southbound closure will be from Sunday the 13th of July at 9 p.m. to Monday the 14th of July at 5 a.m. The available alternative routes are N3 northbound. Alternative is via Market Road off-ramp, then temporary on-ramp back onto the N3. Then N3 southbound, the alternative is via Market Road off-ramp, then left onto the R103 to Ashburton, left onto Pope Ellis Drive, and back onto the N3 via Ashburton interchange. And finally, South African manufacturers and exporters are bracing for the new economic shock of a 30% blanket tariff announced by United States President Donald Trump, but hopes remains that a mutually beneficial trade deal can still be reached before the deadline of the 1st of August. Melanie Venice, CEO of the Pietermaritzburg and Midlands Chamber of Business, said that the proposed tariff hike would hit all manufacturers exporting to the US, particularly those already struggling with logistical and economic constraints at home. She added that existing challenges such as high energy prices and collapsing municipal infrastructure already placed our local producers at a disadvantage. That's it for news in Pietermaritzburg on 105.6 FM. Now taking a look at your financial indicators. The rand to the US dollar is trading at 17 rands and 79 cents, to the euro at 20 rands and 86 cents, to the pound at 24 rands and 21 cents. The Saudi riyal is at 4 rands and 74 cents. Gold is trading at $3,317.80 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $70.13 a barrel. That's it for now. I will be back with the headlines at 7:30. For Red Island Sign News, I'm Tabila Duma.
This traffic update is brought to you by Suzuki Newcastle, a member of the Dockrad Group.
Breakfast rush traffic.
Superintendent Raouf, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. I've got a question before I do the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got an urgent document that you need signed, but you can't find this person. It has to go.
Yeah.
Did you ever make a plan?
Make a plan to get an urgent document signed.
No. To have it signed. But the person is not here. He's overseas. It's gone. He left.
Well, technology, would allow him to sign it online and, send it back to you.
Immediately.
No. And the man's in a plane. You need that thing now.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait for that plane to land.
So you never made a plan, eh?
Nope. We don't do underhanded things.
I'm not asking for a pen.
This is the breakfast rush. We don't do stupid things.
Unless he's got Wi-Fi on the plane.
That'd be a private plane. Anyway, what's happening on the road?
All right. If you got an accident, 2 trucks involved in this one. The recovery will take place later. It's on the N3, Durban bound near the Wheaton area. So both are off the road, but approach with caution because what's happening is people are slowing down to see what's happening. And the 2 trucks are lying on their side or in a funny position. You have to be aware of that. Don't forget this weekend, the N3 northbound will be closed from Saturday evening at 2100 hours to 0500 hours on the 13th of July. That's the N3 going towards Moira. Southbound coming towards Durban, 13th of July from 2100 hours to 0500 hours in the morning. There will be alternatives available. I remember this section of the road between there's a steel bridge at New Market Road overpass bridge as part of the N3 upgrade. So just be aware of that between Market Road interchange. Okay. So it will be closed, the N3 in that Virginia Pre-Master. Just be aware of that. This weekend, Saturday night and Sunday night, northbound on Saturday, northbound on Sunday. So especially the truckers and our mates with the field. Maritzburg's got very narrow roads. Try and adjust your trips, please, accordingly to the time of the road. So just, you have a stationary vehicle, the N3 southbound, going to Durban as you come from Saturton Road, Dam, the freeway, left-hand lane obstructed. Now, this is quite a nasty place because it's coming down Town Hill. And Saturton Road is right there as for Peter Brown, I think it is. So it's not a good place for this vehicle. So just be aware of that, please. Your roadworks on the N3 bi-directional between the M13 and Spaghetti Junction that's facing a problem with traffic coming into Durban, approaching the Spaghetti Junction. So there will be delays into north and south as well. Traffic is building up as you approach the Spaghetti Junction to allow for extra traveling time. Second update.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Raouf. You take it easy. We'll catch up with you in a while on the show.
I'm going to sign now.
Please do. Somebody needs to. Assalamu alaikum.
This traffic update is brought to you by Suzuki Newcastle, a member of the Dockrad Group. For the Suzuki that enables you to live, dream and think big, your limitless potential begins at Suzuki Newcastle. Make every journey possible. Contact us today on 034-312-7805 for a quote. Our customer service-driven sales team is ready to assist you. We don't only deliver nationwide, but right to your door. Suzuki Newcastle, a member of the Docrat Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
The views and opinions expressed by the presenters and guests of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081-207-8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
I used to keep it in a box, in a mall, with pretend security and humans watching my every move. Then I found Capital Vaults. Now it's stored in a real vault with discreet access. No human contact, no risk. I trust it more than my bank. If what you own matters, protect it like it does. Capital Vaults. Safer, smarter, uncompromising.
Come get our Butcher's Best for less at Checkers Food Cowie Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like half a lamb for 109 Rand 99 cents per kg, or chicken breast fillets at 69 Rand 99 cents per kg, or you can get yourself chicken mince for only 69 Rand 99 Rand per kg. Deals valid until Sunday the 13th of July only at Checkers Foods Cowie Park. Butchery, bakery and deli, certified by the NIHT.
If you're looking at the clock right now, it's 7:15 on this Thursday morning. There is growing outrage in eThekwini after revelations that the municipality has failed to spend over 1 billion rand in allocated grant funding. The funds, meant to tackle urgent infrastructure and service delivery needs, remain unused, and opposition parties, along with ratepayers, are demanding answers. One of those leading the charge is the Democratic Alliance, Councillor Thabani Mthethwa, who says this is a clear failure of leadership and has called for the dismissal of the city manager. So we decided it might be a good idea to get Councillor Mthethwa on the show. He joins us now to unpack the issue, what it means for residents, and what's expected to happen next. Councillor Mthethwa, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar.
Good morning to you and to the listeners, and thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. How did this 1 billion rand underspending come to light, and what was your initial reaction when you saw the figures?
Look, it is shocking. We were very shocked, and we are gravely concerned that at a time when service delivery is at an all-time low in eThekwini, you would have almost 1 billion rand of unspent grant sitting somewhere when the city's infrastructure needs all the repairs that it can get, which is why we have called for full accountability to those against those that are responsible for these unspent grants.
Now, these grants were meant for infrastructure and service delivery. Can you give us a sense of what kind of projects have now been stalled or been delayed because of this failure to spend the money?
It's difficult to say because nothing has been initiated. It would be easier to quantify if you say maybe a project has already started and then maybe there are delays. From where we are now, there is no business plan. There's nothing, which is why this money remains unspent. Not only that, it is unspent. You know, each and every year there is an allocation of maintenance in infrastructure that the city fails to spend year on year, which is why we are now saying enough is enough. people must account. People can't debate for doing nothing at the expense of the residents and ratepayers of eThekwini. So it's difficult to quantify the project, but the grant funding itself was mainly to attend to infrastructure issues and also human settlement.
Indeed. Now, you've described the situation as a leadership failure. What specific accountability are you calling for, and why have you singled out the city manager?
Look, the city manager is an accounting officer. Every staff member reports to the city manager. If he can't hold those who work under him, who report to him accountable, then he must account to council and the people of eThekwini, which is why we are saying he must take full account and full responsibility for this failure to spend the much needed infrastructure. It would be very unfair to the residents of eThekwini if National Treasury recalls this money when in fact it is highly needed here in eThekwini.
Now, what reasons, if any, were given by officials in the Finance Committee meeting for this underspending?
Well, it's finger pointing because the departments blame SCM processes and SCM supply chain management blame service delivery units. So it's finger pointing in that year. But the departments, what they are saying is that there are delays at the level of supply chain. We don't care who's in the wrong. They must fight it out among themselves. But what we cannot afford is for the people of eThekwini to be compromised just because departments in eThekwini can't talk to each other.
Indeed. Now, there are also concerns about poor contract management and slow supply chain processes, as you've mentioned. Is this something that's been flagged in other areas of municipal performance as well?
That is a song that we've been singing for years at the Democratic Alliance. There seems to be bottlenecks when it comes to procurement processes under supply chain office. And of course, this is not an isolated incident. Across the board in the municipality, there are always delays when it comes to procurement. There are always delays when it comes to contract management. You get to a point where contracts expire, they are not renewed on time, and you incur irregular expenditure, as has been flagged by even the Auditor General.
As a final question for this morning, the National Treasury may even reclaim the unspent funds. What's the process here, and how likely is this to happen?
Well, I would assume that the municipality, through the city manager and the treasury staff, municipal treasury staff, have already applied for a rollover because they have that option of applying for a rollover of unspent funds. But that rollover is dependent on whether National Treasury agrees to it or doesn't agree. If the National Treasury feels that they can agree to that application, they can always recall those funds, which is why we are saying heads must roll if needs be.
Absolutely. Now, that was her final question. My final question is just clarity. The R1 billion in allocated grant funding was meant to tackle infrastructure and service delivery needs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So then we're going to ask our listeners this morning, as you go around your life, your daily life here in eThekwini, you've got a phone in your pocket, it's got a camera. Take a picture. Infrastructure and your service delivery needs. Take pictures and take videos and send it to us so that we can send it to Councillor Mthethwa and others to show the rest of municipality that this still exists. This problem still exists. This pothole still exists. This whole row of not working street lighting still exists. So we can show them that we need the R1 billion. And Treasury should not take it away. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Councillor Mthethwa. We want to wish you a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you very much to you and to the listeners.
There you go. So 060-904-1056 is our WhatsApp number. But I'm quite serious about you sending us pictures and videos of where this R1 billion could be spent. Infrastructure, repair, service delivery, all of those things, right? Pictures and video. Email it to tbr@alansar.org.za. Send that email with the pictures and the videos. tbr@alansar.org.za, because R1 billion, while we can make it disappear in South Africa within seconds, it still is a lot of money. And it is still a lot of money that could be used to fix up the roads, schools, Water. Naz, how many days has water been off in certain areas? 2, 3, some areas
2.
weeks.
In certain situations, certain areas still have not got water.
Yeah.
And not only that, there are people that are literally taking care of their own communities in terms of growth, trees that are extremely out of control. And then you've also got trees that are like half falling, half collapsing, just about to hit the ground. You don't know when that's going to happen.
You don't know when it's going to fall. Yeah.
And then you've got grass that I could stand in and you won't be able to see me.
Wow.
People in the community are taking matters into their own hands, and they are doing what they need to do to ensure that their space is taken care of and protected.
Absolutely. tbr@alansar.org.za. Shamim says, would road markings be in? Yeah, please. Because they need to spend money on the paint.
You know, sometimes I think...
And the contractor.
When we take matters into our own hands and start cleaning up our own communities, people then take advantage of that. So X is getting paid to do it.
Listen, if you do it for your own community, right? You clean up the area, this, that, and the other, and then you send a notification or whatever to the municipality, they're going to be like, but why didn't you follow the procedure? Why didn't you send us an email? Why didn't you take a picture? Why didn't you send us an SMS or WhatsApp or wada? Let us know that this needs to be done so that they can take care of it 6 years from now.
Exactly. In circumstances I'm talking about, councillors drive the same areas, which means they are aware of the same
Generally
problems.
speaking, councillors live in the area.
Exactly.
As well. Assalamu alaikum. Shanaz, thank you for your message. Farooq Khan, M41 to Gateway. I think now it's just slow moving. And then Farooq's talking about jealousy in the workplace. He says, definitely there's jealousy, but I'm going to need a lot more time to talk about it. I know, right?
Assalamu alaikum to Shaida and Shabir Ali. Yo, this one you're going to do.
Maritzburg people.
I read it as Merit.
Yeah. What if the contractor who paints the road has a cough? That's why you get a squiggly line. That is literally how you get a squiggly line. Hey, we're getting ready to talk about what's going on with our set of Vodacom stores. But Naz, I know that there's lamb curry pieces. How much was it again?
I need to go and find the lamb curry pieces, man.
Kawi Park Butchery Script 2.
Okay. So the lamb curry pieces.
Yeah. No. Start from the top.
Okay. I was trying to make my life easy, but anyway, come get your butcher's best for less at Checkers Foods Kawi Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like Nishal's lamb curry pieces, 109 Rand 99 cents per kilo, or lamb packs for 119 Rand 99 cents per kilo, or mutton dhania sausages for only 119 Rand 99 cents per kilo. Remember, deals are valid only until Sunday, the 13th of July at Checkers Foods Kawi Park, Butchery, Bakery and Deli, certified by the NIHT.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
The Breakfast Rush. It's the people's choice.
Welcome to Simplex Radio. Visit our showroom for the full range of car audio. Our TV department carries top brands with quality LED panels, full HD to Ultra HD, and now the experience of Super Ultra HD. Visit our theater rooms and transform your home with brands like Onkyo, Integra, Denon, Boston Acoustics, Yamaha, and more for quality audio visual experience. Now available, full range of home appliances. A one-stop shopping experience. Call 031-306-4029 or Kenilworth Park, 202 Brickfield Road, Overport. Simplex Radio, the name you can trust.
Sponsor an orphan, and you'll help support a vulnerable child to have the education they've always dreamed of, so they can build a brighter future. You'll be feeding a hungry stomach and a hungry mind with knowledge that will last them a lifetime. That's the power of an education. Sponsor an orphan now with Islamic Relief.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Do you have what it takes to win? Call now and let's find out together. The Breakfast Rush. 0861 904 904.
This feature on The Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
So I want to acknowledge Rajan Naidu, Sheikh Ismail Khan, Hadra Habib, all of you guys that are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram right now. Thank you very much for doing that and commenting on the videos as well. Now that you're there, the Cellular City Group of Vodacom stores helping you keep warm this winter. And if you're listening in and you're thinking, it's easy, I can get my name on the list and I could win a prize, you're right. It is really easy. You telephone now, like right now, 0861 904 904, 0861 904 904, because we're keeping you warm with some amazing prizes. Now, we've already given away the Xiaomi kettle. Oopsie, there you are.
The smartest one.
The smartest kettle. We've already given that away. Now, this week, we're talking about the multi-function rice cooker. We're giving one away tomorrow morning. It's from Xiaomi. It is a multi-function rice cooker where you've got 8 cooking functions, smart link to the app, 24-hour timer delay. You've got a 12-hour keep warm feature, high power cooking for a rapid heating. It's valued at 1,259 Rand. In fact, it's on sale at that price, like right now. You could go into the store today and purchase one at 1,259 Rand. Now, with everything that I've mentioned, you also get 3-liter capacity, which is perfect for like between 2 and 6 people. 3-liter capacity, top mounted buttons for easy operation, non-stick interior for easy cleaning, remote app control from your mobile phone. Would you like one? Would you like one? If you said yes to that, then call now, 0861 904 904. And you've got to be following at Cellular City Group on Facebook or Instagram or X, wherever you find them. They're putting up the information that you need to win. It's as easy as that. 0861 904 904. Call in now.
So sometimes you have rare situations, you know, a person will either have beauty or they'll have the brains. You don't always have both.
I'm wondering where she's going with this.
Now here,
Yeah.
these devices are smart and they're aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, very clever.
So they've got both.
They are beauty.
And if you go on the Instagram page, you can look at them. They are absolutely gorgeous. You'd want it in your room. You would want to have it on your countertops. So pretty, man.
Very, very much so. Colin, I'm just wondering, is Azam actually sitting behind that pillar? Because I can hear the phone ringing.
I can see him on the phone.
You can see him on the phone. He's having a chat with them.
Which means somebody's there.
Listen, if you're calling in now, just tell Azam, please put me on air.
There we go.
Yeah?
Ask and you shall receive.
You must receive. Put me on air. I think that needs to be the new salam. Hey?
Say salam.
Hajra, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Hajra, where are you calling from?
Durban.
Lovely. Are you calling from Umlazi in Durban?
No.
Kwamashu in Durban?
No.
Claremont?
No.
Which part of Durban are you calling from?
It's a bingo.
Lovely. Hadra from Isipingo. Nice to have you on the program this morning. Tell me, Hadra, do you follow Cellular City Group on Facebook, Instagram, X? Where do you follow them?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, fantastic. Now, Hadra, on their Facebook page, if you've got it open in front of you, there is an advert for the Xiaomi Smart Space Heater S. All I want to know from you is what is the cash price of the Xiaomi Smart Space Heater S? What's the cash price of it?
3049.
Say that one more time.
3049.
Congratulations. I've got your name on the list of people that might be winning this week's prize. Thank you very much, Hajra Nisapingo, for listening in.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. It's as easy as that, Nas.
3049 is an incredible price.
It is a great price for something else to cook your rice. Why
when
not?
you can talk to your heater.
You'd be like, Kit, come around the corner.
Come on. Switch on. I want
Switch
you
on.
to go on, I don't know, 28 degrees.
This feature on the Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0 Vodacom shop. For smartphones, laptops, routers, asset insurance, gaming, IoT, payment platforms, and the latest gadgets to always keeping you in the forefront of innovation and technology. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection. Plug and play home internet to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Vodacom shop at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0 Westwood Mall, The Bluff, The Workshop Durban, Umlazi Megacity, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
The Breakfast Rush News Headlines.
Making news at the bottom of the hour, the city's Integrity and Investigations Unit in the eThekwini municipality is sounding the alarm about the criminal conduct of some of the city's employees, warning that it could bankrupt the municipality. Minister of Defence and Veterans Angie Motshekga says South Africa must build a capable, ethical and developmental state through a modern, resilient and a combat-ready defence force, even amid tighter fiscal conditions. And finally, Hamas has announced that it has agreed to the release of 10 Israeli captives, expressing hope that the step would facilitate progress towards a comprehensive ceasefire deal. That's it for now. For Radio Al-Ansar News, I'm Tabila Duma.
This traffic update is brought to you by Newcastle Volkswagen, a member of the Dockrad Group.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
TBR last traffic update. Superintendent Raouf, how many jugs of boiling water do you need to add to a 20-liter bucket? And then how many jugs of cold water do you need to add to make it the right temperature for you to bath in?
10 jugs of boiling water.
Right, okay.
And 18 jugs of cold water.
Whoa.
So, no, wait, now we're not filling the whole tub. We're going to use a bucket.
Yeah, the bucket.
20-liter bucket.
No, man, you need 20
liters. Bucket, that's right.
What are you washing the entire household?
No, you're having a quick bath.
Having a head bath.
See, okay, so like, people like me don't got no hair on their head, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, what's happening on the roads?
So you must put a plastic bag on the tree, fill the water in a plastic bag,
and use a rake and
poke the holes underneath and stand underneath.
Oh,
give us the traffic.
Accident involving a truck and a bus. Quite a nasty one on the M25 westbound. Now, this is just before the crossroads. I'm trying to think which crossroads. There's two there. There's the Clomarch crossroads and there's the Bester crossroads. So it's between that. That's where it is. Multiple injuries. Please allow the emergency service to try and get through to the accident because there's quite a few injuries that they're dealing with it. Then we've got a pedestrian accident on the M1 west of Off-Ramp. As you're taking that Off-Ramp going westbound, that's where the accident is. So just be aware that there's going to be delays there as well. Allow for some extra traveling time in that vicinity, please. You got a stationary vehicle on the N2 northbound. After the EB2 interchange, they're changing a tire. So that one should be gone very, very shortly. Another one broken down on the N3. This is going towards Pinetown. As you take the M13 ramp, left-hand lane. So it's after the M13 ramp, left-hand lane is obstructed. So there's going to be delays there as well. Just allow for some extra traveling time. The one at Chatterton Road is clear. The traffic is flowing quite nicely in that vicinity. And forget about the road closures on the N3 this weekend, Saturday, northbound, Sunday, southbound. So the N3 will be closed, will be diverted as you get into Pietermaritzburg, get around the close and back onto the N3 again. Spaghetti Junction is quite busy, north and south of the N2. It's congesting as you're approaching there. So just allow for extra traveling time, please. The final update.
So Brother Farouk Khan is asking an engineering question with regard to what we were talking about just a moment ago. It's an engineering question. He says, Nishal, how many liters are the jug? Each jug.
That's why Farouk said 10 and 18. Because with a 20 liter bucket, it's a half a liter jug.
You're going to use half. Okay. So generally speaking, and we just did a little bit of quick analysis over here. The generally speaking jug that you would get, kettle that you would get, is 1.7 liters.
Yeah, okay.
And people are using either 5 liter or 10 liter buckets in their tubs.
That means you got power in your house.
Yeah.
You're burning a fire outside, then what are you going to do?
Don't burn it in a plastic bucket. That's the best advice I can give you right there. Now, the reason I'm asking this question this morning, Soup, is because there are so many areas at the moment that are just not receiving water supply. And we find out that even if we didn't use R1 billion to fix infrastructure, it's still there. So why are we still having water problems, firstly? But then we start asking high-grade, intellectually, stressful engineering questions like, how many kettles of hot water do I mix with how many kettles of cold water so I don't, freeze or burn myself when I'm trying to have a bath? Because the shower ain't working.
That's why yesterday on the one sleep I asked those guys, can I come have a shower at your house?
And I was doing research on trying to purchase those buckets with the element in it.
I told you where to get at.
I know.
I told you.
But if the municipality has 1 billion rands, they
What's
can
the
buy
best
two
way?
for all of us.
Don't worry about the element and all that there. Let me tell you something. Go and get yourself a cold stove. Have you seen they now started selling it again?
Yes, they have, and I love those things. Cold stove. It warms up the entire house whilst you cooking and.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like the heater
and just
that
put
just
your
keeps giving.
Coal inside. Cook the whole day long without any power.
No, indeed. Thanks, Soup. I'm just looking at the clock before we get taxed on our time. We need to go. Assalamu alaikum. There you go. So there's no name here. It says the answer is a 20-liter bucket filled with a mixture of hot and cold water will contain a total of 20 liters of water. The temperature of the water is irrelevant to the volume. So it's 10 liters hot water, 10 liters cold water.
That makes sense to me.
50-50. Yeah, 50-50. I don't know, man. We had no water on Tuesday, came back yesterday at 4 p.m. We have no power until now.
Whoa.
Welcome to eTakwini. Don't worry, they got enough money that they're not spending on you.
Naz, your du'as got accepted. Last night I caught the last bit of news on TV. So they invented a heated jacket.
Really?
Plug it to a power bank in pocket. I will definitely do that. Get one for Nishal also. So when he's coming home, to studio rather, not going home in the morning, his fingers won't freeze. Hopefully it comes with built-in gloves.
The heater jacket, proudly brought to you by.
This traffic update is brought to you by Newcastle Volkswagen, a member of the Dockrad Group. Get ready to experience true adventure and adrenaline with Newcastle Volkswagen. With sleek designed vehicles that are sure to grant you luxury without compromising comfort. Contact us today on 034 328 3601 to get a quote for your brand new Volkswagen. We don't only deliver nationwide, but right to your door. Volkswagen Newcastle, a member of the Dockrad Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
At Regent Business School, we bring together innovation, inclusivity, and excellence. Our globally recognized institution immerses you in a dynamic learning experience. Surrounded by academic experts and industry leaders, you'll be equipped with knowledge to transform your career and your life. Discover the affordable, accredited qualification that's right for you. Regent Business School. Surround yourself with success. Mid-year registrations are now open. Visit regent.ac.za today.
Discover the wonders of Egypt with Shore Meet Us Travel this October school holidays, visiting Cairo and Sharm el Sheikh. 7 nights from 27,490 Rand per person sharing, departing 3rd and returning 12th October. Includes return flights 7 nights in 4 and 5-star hotels, all-inclusive meal basis in Sharm el Sheikh, internal flights and transfers. Contact Shore Meet Us Travel on 031 207 6987 or email info@meetustravel.co.za.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
The Breakfast Rush. It's the only way to start your day.
इस करम का करो शुक्र कैसे अदा इस करम का करो शुक्र कैसे अदा जो करम मुझ पे मेरे नबी कर दिया मैं सजाता हूँ सरकार की महफिल मैं सजाता हूँ सरकार की महफिलें मुझको हर गम से रब ने बरी कर दिया बात बन गई है मेरी बात बन गई है तेरी बात करते करते तेरे शहर में मैं आऊं तेरी रात पढ़ते पढ़ते मेरी बात बन गई है तेरी बात करते करते तेरी बात करते करते तेरे शहर में मैं आऊं तेरी नात पढ़ते पढ़ते मेरी बात बन गई है तेरी बात करते करते तेरे शहर हबीबुल्लाह इश्क की बदौलत मुझे जिंदगी मिली है इश्क की बदौलत मुझे जिंदगी मिली है मुझे मौत आए आका तेरा जिक्र करते करते बात बन गई है मेरी बात बन गई है तेरी बात करते तेरे शहर में मैं आऊं तेरी रात पढ़ते पढ़ते सोने सोने घर में कभी रौनकें आता हो सुना है आप हर आशिक के घर तशरीफ लाते हैं
7:45 on your breakfast rush, and SARS has commenced with auto assessments. We will unpack what auto assessments are, how taxpayers will know that they have been auto assessed, as well as what taxpayers need to do once they have been auto assessed. And that obviously means you and me. Nabila, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nabila, what are auto assessments?
Assessments are based on third-party information that was submitted to SARS in May this year. This information would have come from your employer, medical aid schemes, banks, investing houses.
Can I jump in really quickly? Sure. Your microphone seems to have taken the day off. It's literally not working today. It refuses to work. I think it's striking. So we'll have to find out why service delivery is not taking place. Hey,
I said we'll reshift her. Quickly.
We'll try. Nabila, assalamu alaikum. And even that one there, I don't know, for some reason. Wait, hold on. Let's try again. I'll whack it.
How's about now?
Hey,
Now go.
you are.
See,
Moved
Nabila,
house, found a new spot.
So let's just recap that question there.
So, Nabila, what are auto assessments?
Auto assessments are based on third-party information. This would have been submitted to SARS in May this year. The information comes from your employer, medical aid schemes, banks, investment houses. It's a process where SARS will use this information and automatically submit your return and raise an assessment.
Okay.
So how will I know if I've been auto-assessed?
You'll receive either an SMS or an email or both from SARS, and these have started going out from Monday this week and will continue to do so until the 20th of July. We did have the e-filing website crash on Monday. That was eventful to say the least, because Monday was also D-Day for PAYE submissions, so it was fun.
Now, the big question, should I accept SARS auto assessment?
It is your responsibility to ensure that you report all your income and expenses accurately to SARS. If you accept your auto assessment and you fail to declare some of your income, SARS could levy penalties and interest should they audit you later. They can also criminally prosecute you for non-disclosure should there be other income. However, if you do agree with the assessment and you are in a refund position, there's nothing further for you to do. You'll receive your refund automatically, provided your banking details are valid and up to date. If your assessment shows that you owe SARS, the debt must be paid by the due date to avoid interest charges. We have also seen another fun thing come through this week. SARS is auto-assessing provisional taxpayers. So if you're a salaried employee, and you pay PAYE monthly, but you also earn investment income or have a side hustle, and you've met your obligations for provisional tax, you've paid the 2 payments in August and Feb. They are now auto-assessing you and refunding you your provisional tax.
Okay.
So do not spend that money because you need to submit a corrected return and pay that money back to them.
Do not spend that money.
That is the most important point, which we have had to tell clients this week. Please do not spend that money.
Because SARS wants it back.
It needs to go back.
Okie dokie. So you spoke about agreeing with the auto assessment. What happens if you disagree with the auto assessment?
You have until the 20th of October to submit the corrected return. If you do not do this by the 20th of October, it will become your final assessment. So if you need to edit it after that, you've got to apply specifically to SARS, tell them why you didn't submit on time and why you need to amend that return.
Disclosing all your income to SARS is important, but is there any relief in terms of expenses we can deduct?
Yes. So there are provisions in the Tax Act that allow for certain deductions against income earned. These deductions are dependent on the type of income earned. So, for example, if you are a salary earner, you can claim a deduction for payments made towards a retirement annuity. You can claim a deduction for donations made, provided you have a Section 18A certificate. If you have a medical aid, there is a medical credit available for you and each of your dependents on the medical aid. You can also claim out-of-pocket medical expenses, such as visits to a registered health professional and scripted medication. However, you need to keep these invoices and receipts as proof that you incurred these amounts. If you are paying medical aid on behalf of someone else, you also qualify for a credit. And then if you earn a travel allowance as part of your salary package, it is important to keep a logbook detailing the kilometers you traveled for business purposes. These business kilometers can be claimed as a deduction against your travel allowance.
Oh, there we go. Now, many people listening in right now, whether they own multiple flats or buildings or whatever the case may be earning rental income, but there are also just your regular homeowners who put up an outbuilding and get a tenant in there. That's also rental income. So if rental income is earned, what can be claimed?
So you can claim interest on your bond. Now, if it's a separate property that you're renting out, you can claim the full interest. If it's on the same property as you and it shares the bond for the entire property, you'll have to apportion that interest. So The same goes for electricity and water rates, levies, any repairs and maintenance, security. If it's for a separate building to the one you're living in, you can claim it in full against the rental income.
Right.
If it's on your property and it's just a small outbuilding, then we'll apportion the expenses.
So it sounds a little intricate. I may not be able to do that on my own because math and me are not the best of friends. If I need to get a hold of you to assist, how would I do that?
You can call me on 031 207 4440. My email address is Nabila, NABEELA, at kfas.co.za.
And then if I want to just go to your website, maybe just have a poke around there, what's the website?
www.kfas.co.za. And there's a WhatsApp button on there if you want to just click it and have a discussion quick.
There you go. So those WhatsApp will go straight into the office, and one of the professionals working within the office environment will get back to you. It's as easy as that. So tax season is now. It's not later, it's now. So if you have to get your tax done, not if, you have to get your tax done, right? Make the call. Jump onto the website, click on that WhatsApp button, ask the questions that you need to ask, get some professional advice from people that know what SARS needs and how you can best get done what you need. It's kfas.co.za.
Correct.
As easy as that. Nabila, always such a pleasure speaking with you guys in studio. Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you.
Naz?
Time to?
Getting a tax done?
Yes.
Right?
Unfortunately.
Fun times.
We'll give them 2 billion rands.
No.
to spend.
But submitting a return doesn't necessarily mean paying tax.
Oh, please expand on that statement. Submitting a return doesn't necessarily mean paying tax.
So
please expand.
There are deductions, there are thresholds, there are provisions in the tax that allow you to be compliant and either get a refund,
right,
or not have to pay anything at all.
Like Uncle SARS comes back and says, hey, listen, we saw your paperwork, and we're like, okay, cool, it's fine.
You've either overpaid, here's your money back.
Wow.
Or well done, you've calculated it correctly using a professional, and we owe you nothing and you owe us nothing. We'll see you next year.
Okie dokie. Well, let's hope that happens. Nabila, again, thank you so much for coming in. Have a blessed day going forward.
Thank you.
At Cairo Financial Accounting Services, listen to this.
Are your tax affairs in order? Are your tax affairs structured in the best possible way? Call Karwa Financial Accounting Services today on 031 207 4440. We specialize in company and trust registrations, tax planning, income tax, VAT, statutory registrations, and other tax obligations, preparations of financial statements, business plans and profiles, obtaining government grants, obtaining business finance, financial investigations, restructuring, and company restorations. Call Karwa Financial Accounting Services today on 031 207 4440 for individualized and personal attention.
It's your breakfast rush. It's 5 minutes to 8. But before we close the show today, an important announcement.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Thumma ilayna turja'un.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Mayyat of Ghulam Dastagir Qasim will leave from Unit 8 Masjid Phoenix Ghurba Society and proceed to the residence. The residence is 67 Castlevale Place at 10:30 a.m. Janaza Salah thereafter. Please, we request that you recite 3 Surah Ikhlas for Mayyat of Ghulam Dastagir Qasim. This is the dad of our brother Zakir Hussain. We also ask that you remember the family in your du'as.
Allahumma ghfir lahu warhamhu wa sakkinhu fil jannah.
And on that note, we close the doors to your breakfast rush this morning.
Be the best version of you.
Do good. Be good. Have a blessed day.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation